quick as possible. However, since we are right here and we can get the citrus going in 6 turns, I think that I think that you might agree that it's better to get this up and running. And uh, since you are closer to this luxury, even though marble is very useful for your production, um, and get this luxury up and running and get another city out. Now, sometimes what I like to do is not have to move my worker too much, so I would go right to this luxury, to this luxury, and to this luxury. It's a matter of preference and kind of depends on how you want to play your game. Alright, so we can kill some of these guys, get a little experience, and maybe even an upgrade for the unit. We are not growing, so we are at 4 population, but I really, we have a high probability of, now, do we want accuracy or drill? And it's about 50-50 over here. Yeah, by the time we get up here, drill will be more useful. So I'm going to go into that, and we're just gonna, ooh, another archer. Archer, no warrior, but we should be able to survive this. And they don't like to work anymore because they're scared. There's an archer in the way. I guess there's a band of archers, because when you look at the military, we have completed masonry. Okay, when you look at the military overview, oops, wrong one. The demographics, the soldiers, are in the thousands upon thousands. So for this just to be one archer, I'm sure that there's many archers in that area. Now, I'm thinking, let's look and see what Washington, okay, there's not been any major incidences which have shaped our relationship, so, and they want us to destroy a barbarian camp all the way up there, which is just not going to happen for me, because we just don't have the army right now, although we could buy a archer, but I am not going to worry about trying to ally up with Rio at this point. And I'm thinking we might want to get into archery first. Of course, animal husbandry is always nice. So if we are going to take out Washington, we would want to get into archery, bronze working, construction, mathematics quite quickly. The plan would be to take 3 catapults, 3 to 4 bronze, 3 to 4 spearmen, and 3 to 4 archers, and keep building army while we are trying to take down their city. With the catapult, if they are at, let's see if we can get their embassy yet. No. And what was I saying? With catapults, no, even composite bows, you can take down a 20 defense city relatively quick. So much rather have the catapults though than having to have bands of composite bows, worrying about it. So I'm thinking, well, we might as well just go archery, because it will help us just in case they decide they want to declare war on us, which I don't think is going to happen, but I never think it's going to happen, and it always seems to happen more times than not. And he does not like us as much as we would want him to. He will only give us 209 gold instead of 240. And Stonehenge could give us a problem. However, the hope is that, well, he doesn't have a pantheon yet. He's probably building a military up and planning on destroying us. Now, this has a marsh, so it will take 5 to 6 extra turns. You're looking at, I think, 12 turns, 11 or 12 turns to get the sugar up and running. 6 turns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, same. So we'll probably just get the marble. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's even better. We'll get the marble going first, plan on getting the cotton and then the sugar. And we will heal the warrior. And let's hope that we don't get down to turn 2 or 1 with Stonehenge, and then you hear that dreadful sound, bow, and we can get our second city now, if that's what we want to do, which I don't see any reason why not to. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, which will get us the marble and the cotton and everything. So I'm thinking our second city here, even though we won't grow very much, and we probably won't get Petra. Now this will help quite a bit, especially if we're going to build a few cities. It will decrease the amount of culture we need to adopt the other policies. So we might as well get right into it and save the settler for a bit later. And we will buy a settler now. And sometimes the fun thing is you buy a settler and you get your settler over here just about ready to plop down your second city, and the next thing you see is a nice little army from the United States of America marching on towards your capital. So, and then you are out of gold to help buy any type of defense whatsoever, and it becomes quite a struggle. Alright, and we have finished archery, and since we kind of want to, I don't think we're going to be able to take him out by turn 100 unless we expand now. So pretty much everything that I wanted to do, I don't think that I have been able to do, except possibly get this wonder, which a lot of times is a mistake, to be dead set on getting these high production buildings, I would call them. Okay, and we have achieved our our journey over to this highly productive area and lowly growth area. So now, should we go for another wonder? And I'm just kind of joking. And a lot of people, especially a lot of newer players, will try to build as many wonders as possible, and it's just a bad idea because you just will get destroyed most of the times if you don't have some sort of army or defense. And we will, even though this will destroy our happiness, we will put down another city because these barbarians are giving us a little bit of trouble, and we will be able to get this marble up and running quite quickly, so our happiness should turn around. Let's get back to default focus. We'll lock in this gold and growth food and stay on that farm that we oddly built. And let's see, what should we do now? I'm thinking archer. Yeah. And over here, if we can get this steel up and running, it would be quite useful for religion and culture, and also when we do if we do decide to get into legalism, of course it'll provide us a free amphitheater, and if we are really greedy and build an amphitheater, then it will get us a free opera house. And sometimes I get even more greedy and I wait all the way up until I can get broadcast towers, and I'll have 4 free broadcast towers. It just depends. I play quite from the hip, I would say. I don't really get into a lot of the math side of it and calculations and worry too much about it or stress out because it just makes the game so much longer, and I wouldn't say boring, but it just creates headaches, you know. And 1, 2, and we might be able to take him down. Let's see, we want to get that going first. We did get our marble, so growth is a little bit slow, but religion is higher than usual, so good with the bad, the good with the bad, as they say. And our warrior has taken out another barbarian, and my question is, should we go stoneworks, or we could even think about building a settler, which will limit our capital once again, but with the plan of trying to take out Washington will be quite useful. Now, if we could get this with the plan of doing some warmongering, statue of Zeus is the wonder to have. I think we'll just build a little bit of an army. And does anybody want us to take that out? No. So, with barbarians in the game, a lot of times you want to wait and hope to see if a city-state will ask you to take them out. This is where I struggle a little bit. If you are going to plan on going to war quickly, you need to disregard writing. But when you disregard writing, you cannot move up in technology as fast. So I am just going to, since it seems like we're okay for the moment, I am going to try and sneak it in. And since sometimes I just don't even worry about waiting for them to ask me to destroy the barbarian. I just take them out just to get them out of my hair. Now, you can exploit the AI if you so choose. Most likely frowned upon by most civ players, but you know, it's your game. You can do whatever you want. What is frowned upon is letting these barbarians destroy, or the word escapes me right now. I'm trying to think. Letting them destroy your resources so that you can sell them right back to another country, which happens to be United States, this game. So, and the last couple times I tried to record this, it was moving quite slower, but it seems, at least for now, to be going pretty decent. So, well, why don't you come up here on this hill and keep a lookout for us, because old George could be up to sneak attacking our ass. And Zeus has just gone off, so it is a good thing that we didn't go for that. Although we would have gained some gold, it would not have been worth it. Losing the production, I'd rather have an archer. And we did get the cotton up and going, so I think we should try to make another sell. Rather give America cotton. Whoops, I don't think he's, well, we might as well try it. No, he's not gonna take it. 209 will have to suffice, and it's actually not a bad thing, because a lot of times when you're over on this side of the map, let's move you up one more just to get a little more vision here. It's not such a bad thing having George over there, because a lot of times you won't be able to trade with anybody unless you take, oh, we don't want to hit that anymore, I don't think. Let's try and go over here. Oh, no more archer there. Alright. I forgot my train of thought. But it's nice to have him there, because you won't be able to trade with any of the civilizations, especially if you turtle a little bit like we're doing, or at least I was planning. If you're hiding from the other civs, or you don't get sailing and get out there as fast as possible to meet them, then of course you won't be able to trade as fast as we have been. So we should build, I really would like to have a granary. Yeah, we'll go for growth, even though military is probably the better plan. I'm going to be greedy with trying to get my capital up higher. And the way that it's going right now, we might have to wait for trebuchets to take out Washington. But it's not a bad thing to get. Well, I tend to go more tall than wide, especially on a smaller map, and trying to achieve what I'm set out to achieve in this game. And I would say that I struggle more wide, growing wide than growing tall. So that I think is just more preference, although this game, let's just go husbandry here. This game is, I would say, it's kind of like Civ 4 and Civilization Revolution. If you have ever played that game on PlayStation 3 or Xbox, then you know that this game is kind of a mixture between the two. Of course, in that game, it's all about city spamming, kind of like Civilization 3 was, where you just, plop down as many cities as you can and control the map, not too much in the way of thinking, I suppose. But it's fun. They're both fun. Depends on, you know, what you're looking for out of these games. Yes, it's dumbed down a little bit, but honestly, it doesn't really matter what game you're playing against the AI. It's never going to measure up to playing a human opponent, although now, are we gonna go for philosophy to get the National College up and running? If so, we would like to get a library. We could build, or we could buy this library, which is always neat, a plan, and Spearman 18 turns. I think we'll kick out an archer, and we will maybe buy the library, build the library here, and possibly, once we get into National College, always a kind of a tricky thing for me is to be able to get this National College and get mathematics and construction and hoping on an attack. However, I'm thinking our attack will be more medieval, which can be sometimes a problem because they will be over here and they get too far ahead of you military wise. So the earlier that you can take them out, always the better. But when you are unorganized and lazy like myself, then you just don't even think about it, and you keep building useless buildings that people would say are useless because you're better off building military to destroy everybody, which seems to be the easiest course of plan in this game. Whoops. Well, that'll help in the long run. We took drill instead of accuracy, and we almost, well, I don't have my warrior. We almost want to just take him out to get the gold, and it does look like we have a possible army on the march. So right now we need to get over there to get the sugar after we have gotten our second cotton up and running. So we did have a little bit of a balance between buildings and military. I mean, it's not a great military, but at least we have a few defensive units in case of the war that could possibly come on. I think we'll take him out just to be able to get there before Washington. Probably would have been better to come off of the hill and put the archer here, but when you play speed game like I play, you will tend to run into mistakes, small mistakes like that, where you're not getting everything in nice, neat order as you would like now. The question is to get greedy, go for philosophy, get the National College, maybe even build the Oracle, or go to construction for defense and offense, which will delay National College quite a bit. So this is quite useful. It gives you 50% science and an extra 3 science, which I always have a hard time with the math, because it says 50% and you'll be, say, at 10 and you would think it would go to 15, but the number never seems to work out to 50% from up here. So well, I guess this is nationwide, so of course the city, but even in the city it would be at, let's say, 10. You would think it would go to 15, but or maybe even more, because 10 plus 3, 13, and 6 on top, 19. You would think it would go to 19 or 19 and a half, but it always seems to be smaller than the 50%. So National College says it gives you 50%, and 3 plus 3 science as well. So I believe them, but sometimes my math doesn't seem to be right. Oh, horses. And 4 horses, huh? Okay, let's move this archer over here, see what's going on. Although I would prefer this to be flip-flopped, the warrior here and the archer here. And we'll probably get into that next turn. The wheel is useful, but not as useful as it would be if we had decided to build on the river. This is interesting, for me at least. Well, if you do philosophy and you're able to get this, then all this stuff is, you reach your technology faster, and I don't think that he's ready for war yet. So we could decide to build our next couple cities this way, to help try to keep him off our backs, although I wouldn't mind, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, building a city here to pick up these furs, although we will probably at least catch this one quite soon. So my favorite part of the game, I would have to say, is right here in the beginning. The first 7,500 turns or so, I think, is the most interesting, because there's quite a bit of choices to make, and everything's pretty much trying to take shape. So we're gonna put up a library, and we're gonna think about, well, we can't sell anything. Now would be, oh, we can sell some marble, and this is an interesting choice. We can take away all his gold for 30 turns, or we can wait, and we can make him weaker, you know, doing this,